Here we go. Now we're on. All right, let's go. Let's do this thing. Nofap November the 23rd. Happy birthday, Junie. Anyway, let's get right to this here. Man, you know, yesterday I was actually facing some temptations, and it's a familiar fight. It is a familiar fight, and this was a familiar type of attack, and that is curiosity, which is probably evident by the video title, because right now I'm imagining that the video subtitle or the whatever you call it, part of the video title that goes after the whole thing that says Nofap November, day 23, blah, blah, blah. It'll probably have the word curiosity in it somewhere. But anyhow, we're not talking about the Mars thing, the robot on Mars that's drawn giant tools on the Martian surface. But anyway, we are going to talk a little bit about curiosity. And this has been, like, for a long time, this has been one of the, I don't want to say a weak point, but it's definitely been in the past it has definitely been a weak point, but it's always been one of the most, I guess, favorable avenues of attack for me, or against me rather. I am a curious person. I am a very curious person. I like to learn things. I like to know things. I'm the kind of person who will, you know, a phrase or whatever will pop into my head, or a way of saying something, or maybe a point of view or an opinion, and I'll think, that's an interesting phrase. I'll put that in on Google and see if anybody else has said it before. And just stuff like that. I'm always curious about things, and Google has, for a long time, been a close friend in satisfying that curiosity on many different ways, many different subjects. But curiosity has also been a common point of temptation for me when it comes to pornography and things like that. So the temptation for me will not always be, hey dude, Ezekiel, you know what you should do? You should go and binge on porn and just relapse. That would be great. That would be really fun. Sometimes that temptation comes up, but more often it presents itself as a type of curiosity as, well, I wonder if there's anything new in, you know, remember that one type of stuff you used to be into, or maybe that one artist or whatever that you used to be into, or that one genre or whatever. I wonder if there's anything new there. Of course, you're not going to look at it or anything. You know, you've quit porn. Yeah, you know what? You're good to go. Like, you don't have to worry about this at all. But wouldn't it just be interesting to know what's going on over in that side of the world? You know, just to see what they've been up to. Or maybe I used to get a lot of stuff from certain porn boards on 4chan, and so it'll be, you know what, I wonder what's going on that board nowadays. I wonder if such and such, you know, wouldn't you like to know if they're still talking about whatever, or they're still posting about whatever? And it's, you know, saying it out loud, it sounds ridiculous, and the fact is, it is ridiculous. But these are the types of temptations that, up until I quit, caused my failure time and time again, and over and over and over for a long time, because I tried to quit porn for a long time before kicking it for good. And for all that time, I convinced myself, okay, this time is different. And you know, it's hard to even step into my own shoes, honestly. It's hard to even imagine the mindset that says, yes, I'm only gonna check this stuff out of curiosity. I'm not actually going to watch it. Do you see how absurd that is? And I recognize how absurd that is now, but to me at the time it was just, you know, it just made sense. And there are times nowadays even when I'm tempted and my body feels like it would really like it to make sense again. But I know what's going on. I know that trick, and that's why I'm telling you guys about it, if you're ever in that kind of situation. There are times when it would be very easy to fall back in, and there are times when I'm just severely tempted by this, even still. Even literally yesterday evening, after uploading yesterday's video, I had some severe temptation to just, fall back into that the same way as I had before. Ooh, somebody almost got in a wreck. Well, anyway. But yeah, I mean, I've been tempted just the same as before. And, it comes down to recognizing that pattern there that you've seen so many times before. Comes down to raw discipline, that just saying no, even though there's that burning curiosity there and it's uncomfortable to say no to it, but that's discipline. That's being able to withstand that kind of discomfort and just soldier through it, move onward to victory. And then, a bunch of other mindset stuff. But I've talked about visualization recently. I didn't talk about that so much before. Honestly, a little bit of motivation helps out here and there too. I actually watched my own video, one of my own videos. What was it called? Brahashafat's mad rant on quitting porn, I think it was. I'll put a link in the description. But I was laying in bed watching my own video on my phone there to try and, get me back in the zone, get me, off of this temptation and get me, pumped again for, yes, this is how I'm living my life. This is what I believe. This is what I know. This is what I've learned. And this is how I'm going to live. So yeah, I mean, I definitely eat my own cooking and all this stuff. Yes, from time to time I watch my own videos too. But it's because it's all true. It's because from time to time we all need to be reminded of the truth. I've talked about this subject before too. This is one of my earliest videos I ever made was on the curiosity temptation, we'll call it. And that's because these truths, they don't change. This war has been going on for so long for so many of us. And the enemy, he uses a lot of the same tactics over and over and over again. And he can get creative. He can come up with something new every now and then. But it's important to stay grounded, to remember you're not above anything, okay? The fact that you learned this and you know about it and you're aware of this strategy that's used against you doesn't mean it can't still be used against you. I'm not invincible, okay? I don't just have everything figured out, and so all the temptations just kind of bounce off me, and I just stand there like Superman, like, oh, yeah, I don't care. It is difficult at times. It is very difficult at times, and it is entirely possible, and at many times it has seemed like it's a near reality that I could fall and relapse, and that's just, we're all human. We are all human, and it's easy to forget that at times. And it would be easy for me to think, oh, you know what, well, I understand the whole curiosity angle that this comes at, so I'm able to satisfy that curiosity without actually falling back into temptation. But I know that road. I've been down it so many times. And so I apply raw discipline. I apply that savage disregard for my own comfort, for the desires of my body, of that depraved, chunk in your mind. And I say no. And I continue about my business, which at that point was going to sleep and trying to get a good night's rest. But you got to stick with it. You've got to be aware of all the stuff, yes, but you also have to apply that knowledge. And being aware of these temptations and of these strategies that are used against you isn't going to win the fight for you. Okay? There's knowing, and then there is doing. You've got to know what's going on and how to handle it, and then you actually have to handle it. So don't forget about that either. But anyway, if you didn't know before, now you know. The curiosity temptation, it's always a slippery slope, guys. The slippery slope is not a logical fallacy when it comes to this stuff. I know if you look up slippery slope on the internet, then it'll come up with the logical fallacy, which in many cases, yeah, sure, it's a logical fallacy. But in this case, this is a very, very real threat. All right? Don't let it deceive you. Don't let it get the best of you here. Be ready for it. And then when it comes at you, attack it and just conquer it full force. No temptation is too minor to warrant anything less than a full force response. That is one of my kind of mantras or whatever. No temptation is too small or too minor to warrant anything less than the full force response. Always respond savagely and viciously and without any compromise to every temptation that you face. All right? So, that's it for today. Remember, curiosity is a liar. Curiosity killed the cat, and it will kill your streak, let me tell you what. So reject that curiosity as if it was the urge to look at porn itself. Treat the first step as if it's the last step. Does that make sense? Treat the first step down that road as if it is the destination itself. So when you get curious about that kind of stuff, when this tries to convince you that, oh, you just want to see about something, you're not going to actually watch porn or something like that, treat it for what it is. It really is, at the end of the day, a temptation to relapse, to go back into being a cuck again, and to fail. All right? Let's be real here. So, take it seriously. Take all of it seriously. And that's really all I can say about that. Yeah, other stuff for now. Like I said, the 23rd, stick with it, guys. No matter what you've been doing, finish strong here. Let's finish November on a really, really good note here. The last video, I talked about finding accountability partners and stuff like that, and actually each other, like the other people who watch these videos. I would like to see a lot of y'all getting together one-on-one in groups or whatever, maybe some groups popping up for accountability. I know it's hard for a lot of people to find accountability partners, so I want to try and do something about that. So we'll see. So check out the previous video. There will be a link to that in the description as well. And talk to the guys there. There are a few people who have commented already looking for accountability partners, so if you haven't already got in on that, then check that out. Get in touch with these people and let's fight this thing together, okay? Yeah, other than that, subscribe to keep up with this in the future. And that's about it for now. Y'all have a lovely day. God bless you guys. Take it easy, but not too easy. And I will talk to you later.